And we finally back, ladies and gentlemen. We got Lizzy with the Glizzy in this hole.
Hey.
We got ShrimpGang in this hole.
What's up?
We got Donna in this hole.
Hey.
And we in this hole, and we off the lick, man.
Off the lick, man.
Hey, man. Shout out to Donna. Hey, Donna, you want to say something to the people?
Not yet.
Not yet. You don't want to introduce yourself?
Oh. I'm Donna, a.k.a. the nigga. That's it.
Weird. But hey, man, without further ado, let's start the show.
When the folks go to sleep, I can't fight it. Locked in my mood, I feel like I'm indicted. All turning cold and I think that I like it. Look at my drip, got these hoes all excited. They tried to kill me, the fire ignited and I
And we back with the Off the Lick podcast, man. We ready for the first topic. After taking a hiatus, we finally back. Ironed out some differences.
My nose is so dry.
You probably got COVID. But anyway, hey, man, chill out. But yeah, man, who want to start the first topic?
What was
The airport shit.
airport?
So we're gonna have our guest start off with the first topic.
Yeah.
So pretty much, Monique, the comedian,
You got COVID.
made a statement saying that black females, she targeted for black females, shouldn't come out the house, especially at the airports, wearing bonnets and pajamas and just looking homely. They should have respect and pride in how they look and come out the house looking, I guess, quote unquote, presentable. So that was just put out there to a group I'm in, and everybody was just like, thoughts on how y'all feel about that.
I like the conversation we had earlier about it, but I say what I said. Actually, huh?
It don't exist.
It does this. I might edit
No,
that
the
back
conversation. Oh, it was good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind.
But yeah, man, I'm pretty much thinking like, okay, it don't really matter what somebody chooses to wear to an airport, especially if like you didn't pay for their clothes or you're not paying their bills or shit like that. I don't feel like it's a big deal whether a person want to wear pajamas or they want to hop in a suit. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of times people get kind of caught up in what everybody else is doing, and they start to like kind of like not pay attention to what they need to focus on, because they so focused on what the next person's doing. Yeah. Go ahead.
And,
Lizzy.
with me, like I said, it's very subjective. It makes sense that yes, you do want to have or look presentable when you go outside, but I feel like certain places call for certain attires. Like you wouldn't wear pajamas to your workplace or to a job interview or something like that, or to a funeral. You wouldn't do that. But something like an airport where it's like a place of transit, where it's kind of like the only thing people are worried about is going to their next flight or trying to find a ride, I don't think that should be a big deal to me. But I do understand the logic behind it. But to make an objective statement saying that you shouldn't go outside looking like that is kind of like you can't really do that. But subjectively, if you want to live your life like that, then yes, like all power to you.
Lizzy with the Glizzy?
So wait, just so I'm like on the same page. It's about the whole bonnet thing, right?
Yeah.
So, excuse me, I have a lot of spit on my So to me,
No,
I'm just joking.
Yeah,
Me personally, I agree with you because I feel like it doesn't matter what like people come out the house in. Like that's what makes them feel comfortable to, get to wherever they go and whatnot. Like people might want to feel the most comfortable because people have like fear of flying, so they just want to like be as comfortable as possible. Like who are we to be like, why you come out the house like that? Ugh, blah blah blah, whatever. Like who cares? Like you not paying their bills, but you just want something to talk about. Want to start drama? Okay, are you happy? All right, that's how I feel about it.
I got another point to make.
Go ahead, Donna.
Based off what y'all said, because all y'all, to me, correct me if I'm wrong, y'all kind of made it sound like, to each their own.
True.
I kind of feel like certain statements that people make, I don't think it's them, trying to be in somebody's business or tell them how to live or worrying about something other than themselves. I think that's just a little bit of advice you put out there. Because, if you with your homegirl or your homie and they looking a hot mess, you going to tell them, hey, shorty, like them shoes, not today. You know what I'm saying? You're going to do that out of love, out of caring for them.
But that's
so with like Monique, it was, I don't have a problem anytime when Black people are telling other Black people to do something that's good for them. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all said, like how Marquez was just like, sorry, ShrimpGang.
No, you can call me Marquez.
Oh, Marquez. Okay, cool. I know how he was pretty much, like there's a time and place for everything and where you wear. And, he did use the grocery store and stuff like that, but pajamas and bonnets are made to sleep in. You know what I'm saying? They're made to be in your house, in your bed. So even if I know when we first talked about it, Emery, you also say, it might be 4:00 in the morning. Okay, people wake up at 4:00 in the morning and go to work.
Okay,
you know
I got
what I'm
a
saying?
question.
People wake up early to do all types of stuff. Like I don't think it's a matter of trying to like shade. I think that's a good thing.
No, I get what you're saying, but I got a question because I asked this question earlier. You said like people can go to the like airport in like sweatpants, right?
Mm-hmm.
You also, then the very next sentence you said sweatpants were made for you to be exercising, right? That's what they were made for, right?
Not all sweatpants are made for exercise, though. But that was
we
just
we just going off what you said.
You right.
So,
You right.
Yeah, going with this.
So if you saying pajamas are made for you to be in the bedroom and sweatpants are made for you to exercise,
but where are you exercising at?
You not exercising in the airport.
You don't. But you're actually. I'm not gonna say majority of times. I don't know what people do in their day-to-day lives, but when you exercise, you can be exercising in public, which is why they made clothes so that when you do exercise in public, you can wear something that's more fitting for that
logic,
activity.
With that logic, I can be like, okay, when I go to the airport, I'm gonna sleep. I'm gonna sleep. So I sleep in my pajamas. So I'm gonna be on the plane, sleep anyway. So,
yeah, but
you know what I mean.
Your intention is not to go to sleep.
But your intention is also not to exercise when you go to the airport. So if you wore sweat, that's where he's saying like if you wear sweatpants.
I get what you're saying,
with
but
that
like
logic, it kind of disrupts itself.
I'm saying inside and outside. Whether the clothes are made to exercise, whether you wear them inside or outside, their pajamas and a bonnet was made for inside your room, inside your bed when you go to sleep.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Inside your
for.
house.
Okay.
But here's the thing. Hold on.
I
got one more thing to say. I got one more thing. So I remember you say you never know who you're going to see. Mm-hmm. But you never know how somebody can perceive something either. So in a place like a place of transit like an airport or a public place like a grocery store, a place where it's really not, all you really have to do is just wear clothes. Okay. Like no one's worried. No one should be. It's not a big deal if somebody is out, looking whatever, because they're only there to go grocery shopping or they're only there to go to the airport. Now, if you are going to a job interview or you're going to the club or you're going to a function or a funeral, then you go in the proper attire that is appropriate for that situation. So to objectively say that you cannot leave the house in this sort of way is invalid. You can only do it subjectively to your own. If you want to live like that, then that's cool. Like if you said, hey, I don't do that, I don't like going out, in my bonnet or whatever, then it's all right. That's cool. But to objectively do that and then say that you're helping people, that makes no sense, because what if I did wear that bonnet in the airport and a billionaire just so happens to see my bonnet and asks me, hey, where'd you get that from? And then we just whole conversation happens, and then next we're networking. You don't know how somebody might perceive something.
When that happens, let me know.
But wait, Lizzy.
But your situation kind of doesn't.
If you're a billionaire, your situation doesn't make sense.
Hold on.
If you're a billionaire, you don't ask people where you get. You tell the person, if you're a billionaire, you tell the person you with.
Billionaires also don't look at somebody and say, "Oh, they're in a bonnet. I'm not going to like." No, they don't look. They don't worry about that either.
It's not like
y'all. They're not going to look at you.
Y'all looking at it, and not saying that it's gonna help you. This is what's gonna help you. It's just a little bit of advice. Not everything is for everyone. So somebody,
and we get exactly what you're saying.
Somebody saying like, "Hey, you," and really, honestly, like it don't hurt to just look presentable.
And also
what
don't hurt to mind your business
It
either.
don't either. It don't either.
It also don't hurt to
I
mind
said
your
that
business.
earlier. Like I really am a overall, because it's not me. I really am an overall. However you want to do is however you want to do. When it comes to me and what I believe and when I was raised, that's one thing. And I don't see, like, because a lot of people were getting upset with her about it. I don't see why y'all getting so upset. Like, everybody got opinions about everything that don't got shit to do with them on any type of level.
Yeah, I don't think the fact that niggas was getting upset, I think that shit corny too.
Yeah,
like,
and that's
what are
why
you getting upset for? Like, that shit don't even matter in the grand scheme of things.
See, that makes sense.
Like, who give a
And
fuck about what the fuck she
and
think?
I don't mind. It's kind of like when people write those self-help books. You know what I'm saying? Those self-help books, you got to figure out which ones work best for you and who says what you like to hear. Some females want to hear what she got to say, and they agree with her. Other people don't. But I was saying it more so like people acting like it's so wrong to say something about somebody and how they dress and appear. I mean,
wait a second, Lizzy, did you want to say something?
Yeah, she did have
like,
something.
because I want her. I want her to get her licking. I want
waiting.
her to get her.
Ooh, that was not it. All I was gonna say as I was listening to what was being said, I had developed a couple points, and one of my biggest things that I have to say is like, no one, yes, Victoria's Secret or whoever sell pajamas, make pajamas, you know, for the bedroom. But let's be realistic here. Most pajamas that are like pajamas, people use them to like, you know, wear to be sexy around the person in the bedroom. Like pajamas, anybody can go to sleep in anything and still go to the airport in that same thing. Like, why does it matter what I have on my head? Because it's a bonnet and not a headscarf or a turban wrap. It's still the same cloth, same material. My hair not done. You can't see it. What's the difference?
Nah, I get what she was saying.
Well,
no, I'm not saying.
So
I
feel like we're not saying Don. I don't think you're wrong to feel the way you feel or agree with Monique's statement. What I think what we're saying is to make an objective statement, like an objective statement, meaning like this is how it should go. That's not like, I understand what you mean by, it's just offering advice. That's cool. And I also agree that people shouldn't get mad about or attack Monique for saying what she said, because that's stupid too. I understand that. But to make an objective statement and not expect that type of attention is kind of like, you should have, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if she would have worded it, that's why verbiage is very important, because you can be saying something but meaning something else. And then somebody might perceive it different too. So, I mean, you can't really, sometimes it's not going to be perfect. You're never going to reach to everybody, but it's always important to pay attention on how you word things, because it can be taken the wrong way.
The other point that I was trying to make is that a lot of people pick and choose like what bothers them and what should be brought to light in social media, because you have people, you know, like 80% of black homes or 90% of black homes when we're not raised to wear shoes around the house. But look at us in our older adult times, we're wearing shoes around the house. And people just neglect that. Like, house shoes are house shoes, outside shoes are outside shoes. But nobody ever, like, see the separation between that. But that's not being talked about. But we talk about bonnets. It's like, why? How do you pick and choose? One thing is inside, one thing's outside. Like, if you're going to talk on one thing, talk on everything.
That's why you can't talk about it objectively. Like, that makes sense.
I was one of those black people where wearing shoes in the house really didn't matter. Because, if you wanted to wear house shoes, you wanted to wear house shoes. But typically, we were wearing some kind of shoe around the house. And when we put our feet in our beds, they were bare. So it kind of never really... The first house we were in, we had wood floors. So it really didn't matter. The second house we were in, we had carpet, but we were all, like, older kids. So it's not like we were crawling around on the floor and using the floor that much anyways. And a lot of... I don't remember... It was, for me, it wasn't like a 90% black people thing with the shoes in the house. That's why I'm just like, yes, stuff can be objective and other stuff can't be objective, but stuff, I feel like, let me put it this way. I feel like the shoes in the house is, I guess it was just like a bad example for me to try to relate to that, because majority, I'm not gonna say majority, with me, it was half and half wherever I went. Okay. And I had a lot of friends from all different types of cultures, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, and it was half and half, whoever chose to do what. And usually the people who wore shoes in the house were people who were just American, black, white, Asian, whatever. The foreigners who were like fresh off the boat foreigners or like second generation foreigners, they kind of did it because their parents did it teaching them. But past that, but as far as, leaving out the house in a bonnet, for example, that's something that, like, growing up for me, across the board, black women that I knew, that's just something we just didn't do. We didn't leave the house in a bonnet. It just wasn't appropriate. I don't want to say presentable, but appropriate. That was the thing I got from it growing up. Leaving the house with holy clothes, dirty clothes, wrinkly clothes, bonnets, pajamas, like clear as day pajamas. It's just not appropriate when you leave the house.
Okay. Well, I get what you're saying. Like I said, your parents raised you a certain way. You know what I mean? They raised you, that I don't want to go out unpresentable. So, I respect that. And you also got to respect people that's just like, I'm going to just go to the airport like crazy looking. Not necessarily even crazy looking. It's just like.
Chilling.
Yeah. What you was finna say, Lizzy?
It's just, I just can't get over it. Like, I don't understand because it's just like.
You're not talking into the mic.
No, my voice just got lower. I was talking to the mic. I just don't understand because like niggas will go out and do rags, but that's what they wear to bed. But that's cool. Ooh, that's fashionable. Like, what's the difference? Like, I can't allow myself to get past that point because of the simple fact that it doesn't make sense to me for me as a grown ass woman to tell another grown ass woman, sister, you shouldn't be coming out the house like that. Like, what do I do for them besides be a female? And then if we got the same race going on, whatnot. If we don't, whatever. We've got something else in common. Like, who am I though? That's the only thing we have in common. Like, I don't know this person. I don't know what led them to the airport or whatnot. I hear stories. Freaking my friend, she got that call. Like, where are you? Why aren't you here? And it was a little switch up with her leave or whatever in the military or whatnot. And it was like she got to get back to the state, or she gonna freaking go to captain's mess or whatever case they was trying to go with her. So what she do? She jumped out of bed, packed everything, wasn't worried about what was on her head or not. And guess what? She was in the airport with a bonnet on.
Okay, I get that. I understand that, but we can just agree.
No, yeah, I'm just. It's not anything about what Donna is saying. It's the original statement that I can't get past because I didn't even know that was going to be a thing. And then to be a woman to say that about other women, like, I don't know. Like,
I get it.
That's just me.
Real quick, for the record, I just want to say I feel the same way about niggas and do-rags. That shit. Another thing, my mom didn't play that either. Like, y'all wear these to get waves and protect your waves while you sleep, just like bonnets. You don't wear that at the house. And then also because my mom raised black sons, she was just like, she was one of those parents. I'm not gonna have my children. I need them not to at least look the part, even though to us it's no harm, but at least not look the part to get caught up, with the police.
I feel like, man, you a black man in America. You a black person in America, bro. You already got enough shit going against you. I don't feel like you should too much, stress about, trying to impress your own people when you going out. Honestly, that's just my viewpoint. Like, unless you just specifically want to, then that's on you. That's your call. That's your judgment call. But if you just decide, hey man, I'm finna just go out the house with this do-rag on, I don't think you should too much care about what's going on, what somebody else think. That's just all I'm saying. But yeah, let's move on to the next subject because we off the lid.
Y'all got another subject already?
Go ahead, Lizzy. Hit us with a subject because me and my kids didn't come prepared.
Just in case.
Apologize. We're going to think of one while you going.
So.
Uh-oh.
It's not much of a topic. It's just a question. So I was watching the news the other day, and apparently this girl like flying into the airport or not like attacked the what is it? One of the crew or whatnot. Like she punched him, whatever, and she was like being wheeled out in a freaking wheelchair, face all busted up and whatnot. And she got removed from the plane before her flight, but they made it like they said a statement or whatnot, basically saying that she was talking too much. She's being like real rude and whatnot, and that's why the girl hit her. But my question is, have y'all seen that? And even if not seen it, after hearing what happened, like, how do y'all feel about that?
I'm sorry, I missed
the whole thing.
Okay, no, I didn't miss the whole thing, but I'm trying to. What was the question?
So the question is, if a girl attacks one of the crewmen, that's trying to like, take the flight or whatnot, and then issue a statement saying that pretty much the lady, the air crew, because she was being rude, disrespectful, whatnot, that's what she deserved. Is her fault in a sense. Like, who do you feel like was right? And like,
so if a bitch just attacks somebody doing a job just because they don't have the proper customer service, that still don't give you a right to put your hands on them. You know what I mean? It's just like me being like, you know, in a professional environment, and these people don't even know like who I am and what pisses me off, right? So if I'm in a professional environment and I'm around somebody, he's like literally like taking my kindness for weakness, but I know for a fact he don't know that he's taking my kindness for weakness or whatever. That don't give me a reason to like just start swinging off on this nigga. I have enough self-awareness that I can hold myself back. I can keep, you know, from like, you know, turning this into a hostile situation and shit. So I feel like even though you wasn't getting the proper customer service, I feel like you could have handled that shit the right way. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think it was ignorance that probably caused her to like start like taking off on the person that was doing their job in a not, you know, polite manner. If that's what you're saying. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, I'm just asking your opinion on it. Like you were saying.
No, I'm saying you said the person that was doing their job, they was being rude, right?
Yeah, like just like being disrespectful and stuff like that.
Okay.
Just saying like disrespectful.
And the customer hit.
Yeah.
The customer hit the person that was doing their job because they didn't feel like the person was being respectful enough.
Okay, I got you.
So, because it's like, you know, my opinion on this is that I don't feel like, you know, you should have to lower yourself to, you know, hit someone or whatnot because you don't like what they said. Yeah. Especially because you're losing out no matter what. Like, not only did you waste your money to fly, you can't even fly, and you're probably gonna be banned from that airline, like from all over, or just that one airport. Like,
you probably getting a charge or something, getting locked up or something.
All that for what? Yeah. Like, people everywhere you go, they're always gonna talk shit. Like, and it's the inevitable. You can't control what people say out their mouth. You gotta like find a point in yourself to be able to grow up and be able to ignore shit. Now, if they saying some real disrespectful shit, like, you know, on some racist level or whatnot, well, it just depends. It just depends because you never know, like, how people would raise their mindset.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, so it just depends, though. But if it's just some, like, shit that you can ignore, it's no point in doing anything. That's just my opinion.
I think everything you can ignore. No matter what people say, no matter how racist somebody get, how disrespectful. I tell everybody, you could be talking straight shit about my kids. I don't give a fuck what you say. Just don't put your hands on me or them. That's Past true. That, words are just words at the end of the day. Because if, let's say, somebody be on that bitch shit and call the police, whoever took the first hit is in the wrong.
Yep, that's your ass. But especially with us being, I'm pretty sure you can relate to this, us being in the Navy, right? Mm-hmm. Niggas don't know where the fuck we from. Niggas don't know what the fuck is going on in like our life or whatever the fuck. Mm-hmm. But they sure as hell gonna step to you like whatever the fuck they mad about is more important than whatever the fuck is going on with you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You just gotta be smart enough to know like, okay, I can't let this nigga trick me. Because if I hit him, first thing he gonna say is, oh, he stepped out of line and hit me. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then it's just gonna be like you gonna be all on the paperwork and all this other weird ass shit, and you gonna be sitting up there like, damn, I fucked up. And rightfully so, you should feel that way because you let somebody trick you out of, you know, what you was doing. You get what I'm saying?
I get it. That's why I tell people. And then on top of that, like, sometimes people just do stuff to entice you. Just to see what you gonna do, just to get a reaction out of you. I'm not about to entertain nobody on that level. I'm not about to let nobody take me out my character to do nothing.
Yeah. What you finna say, Lizzy?
How can I say this?
Just say it. Fuck it. Quit trying to say it nicely.
I'm not trying to say it nice. I'm trying to say it so that it's understandable. So what I'm saying is you never know, like, when people, you can't just say, you know, all words or whatnot can be ignored because you never know, like, when someone's saying something personal.
It's a trigger. I get what
about
you're saying,
you.
but
No, not even that. It about it being a trigger. Like, moving past it. Someone can say something to you or about your kids or whatnot, like, oh, I'm going to do this to this person. You know, wash your eyes. you know, or you're whatever, and then you turn around, that shit happened, but all because you ignored it, it's just like, oh, they were just words.
When
and then the
somebody
shit
say
happens.
ignore it, they don't necessarily mean ignore the threats. They mean ignore the fact that this person is being like overly like. I can ignore what you're saying, but still keep my eye on what you're actually taking note of what you're saying. You know what I mean?
But then you're not like necessarily ignoring, you know, the person. Like you're just.
But you're just not letting
you're
them.
not paying them no mind.
Yeah.
But you're still like.
Okay, then that's true then. But you're still like just kind of like not letting them trick you out of your. No, I get it. You're not letting them trick you out of
I feel
your.
I feel like I understand what she's saying. So
No,
instead of using the word ignore, let's just say, not letting the person get a reaction out of you.
Yeah.
Because you're still gonna pay attention to what the person says. You know, you're not just gonna blow them out in the wind. Just say, they're not gonna do anything because Lizzy is right. There's some like a lot of niggas don't fight these days, bro.
Yeah.
So, you know, you walking away from somebody and they're like, nah, nigga, turn around. And you hear a click, clap, pow. Like, that's it. Now you Ricky. You know what I'm saying? And that's some shit
Nah,
like
it's
that.
not funny. It's
not funny.
Shout out to all the niggas that got shot.
No, but like, honestly, like shit like
Shout
that
them
really
out,
happens.
man.
But here's my thing on the whole situation. Laws and rules are set there for a reason, right? To be quote unquote fair. Not fair in equality, but fairness and equality, but not fairness and equity, if that makes sense. And if you break a rule, no, regardless of what happened, if you still break that rule, you still broke that rule. But sometimes certain things can't be justified. But just because it's justified, you still fucked up. So it's like we can't sit here and say we can ignore everything, because if somebody walks up to you and spits in your face, you cannot tell them you're just gonna wipe that shit off and just go to your HR. You gonna beat that nigga's ass. like you gonna, because I know I will beat that. And no, but listen, because technically they did not hit you.
They didn't.
But it's still assault.
It's an assault, yes. But are you just gonna wipe it off and just file an assault case? Or are you gonna react? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So regardless, no. Listen, because we're gonna veer off. Listen, at the end of the day, you still broke the rule. It's not saying like if you break a rule, you break a rule, regardless of what the hell happened. But there are things that are justified, and we just can't escape that fact. But you still have to pay the consequences. So it's just like if somebody spits in my face and I beat his ass, and then I wind up getting in trouble for it. Granted, it's justified, and it's up to whoever is in charge. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's,
but you
because they can see,
fucked up.
but you still fucked up. You still broke a policy, a rule that was set. That's what I'm saying. So I get what everybody is saying right now. In a sense,
I wanna revise what I said, because I'm gonna say you can say whatever you want. Don't make anything physical. Spitting, that's making it physical.
Yeah, that's
as long as something from your body touches my body, I don't care what it is, whether it be your hand, your snot, your pee. Once you make it physical, that's when listen. Let me tell y'all. I don't know who told me this, but somebody told me their kid pissed on another kid in kindergarten, and I was just like,
wow.
Yeah, that's if a kid pee on me, or I find out somebody's kid peed on my kid, I'm mad as shit.
That's crazy.
According to the person who told me, that kid, I guess that one kid did something to piss their kid off, and their kid was like, bitch, I'm gonna pee on you.
And the other kid just stood there and waited on.
I didn't ask for the rest of the story. That's all I needed to know.
Okay.
That kid was a savage.
Man, shout out to the badass kids out there, man. Shout out to the badass kids. All right, anyways. Yeah, man. Let's go on ahead. Who got the next topic?
I got another topic for y'all.
Okay, let's get it.
All right. So, curfews when you in a relationship. How y'all feel about that?
It's a slippery slope.
Can I go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I don't feel like curfew is like an appropriate word to use for like especially older relationships and whatnot, just because like we're not children. Like there should be no time that, you know, I should come and go. But also as the other person who's coming and going, it's all about like that respect. Like, you know, why would you want to leave your significant other in the house at 1 o'clock in the morning or whatnot to go do whatever? Crazy. It's not work related. It's not doing anything for y'all family or for that significant other. So why are you leaving so late. Now, as far as coming in that early, obviously that's fine, especially if your significant other know, like, okay, the event or whatnot is that you're at is going to be over at like 2, you know, that's understandable because y'all communicating as long as that communication is there.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes.
I'm not saying that you're wrong on anything you just said, but that's still a curfew. So you're basically agreeing with curfews is what you're.
How a curfew's a set
No.
We off the list.
Listen, because you said that we're not little kids. You're associating curfew to specific, like we only use that to adolescents and we don't. A curfew, like as per definition. I'm not trying to say you're wrong. I'm saying like don't say that. Oh, I don't like, you know, like you just, if you don't like the word, then I get it, but you're still agreeing.
I said it's not the appropriate word to use as when you're talking in terms of older people.
But you said it as if. Never mind.
When I think of curfew,
you're right. Never mind.
I mean, it's not about being right or wrong.
Never mind. Yeah. You made a point. You made a good point. I was just trying to let you know that you're still agreeing with your original statement. But I'm sorry. I should have said nothing.
Go ahead. Continue. Lizzy with the Glizzy.
So,
I'm gonna go back. I really want Marquez to. What's your definition of a curfew?
Who, Marquez or Lizzy?
Marquez.
No, I'm good. I'm good with the whole, like, y'all can talk about it. That was my fault.
So I just want to say, like, a curfew and an agreed time, like as Shrimp was saying, it's the same thing, literally. I was just speaking on the word association. When I think of curfew, I'm thinking like, all right, that's what I'm gonna give to my little sister or not. But obviously, agreed time, it still means the same thing because that's the time that, you know, everybody has an understanding of being home or wherever the case may be. I was just saying that, you know, long as that communication is there and that respect is there, it's gonna be like a neutral time, not gonna be anything crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't.
Is it my turn or?
Go ahead.
That's where
Emery.
everyone
Go
wants to
ahead.
go.
Go ahead, Emery.
Go ahead. I'm letting you get the flow.
Well,
You the guest.
I'm not going to sit here and say that agreed time and a curfew are two different things because a curfew is a set time that is a designated time. Saying
So
I'm
what is an
going out
agreed
and I
time?
should be back by such and such time is not a curfew. So it.
Whoa.
What is a
Wait,
designated time? What is a designated time?
So I looked up the definition of curfew for y'all, and it says a regulation requiring people to remain indoors between specified hours, typically at night. So setting a curfew, let me specify what I meant by that. By curfews in relationship. Our curfew in our relationship is 10 o'clock. Both of us need to be in the house by 10 o'clock. And anything past 10 o'clock, you have no reason to go out with or without your nigga or your woman. Curfew.
That makes sense.
That's what a curfew is in a relationship. Now, how Lizzy, my bad. I needed to say sorry, Lizzy, because I was calling you Izzy earlier when I was introducing you. My bad, Lizzy. How she was saying, like, I'm on agreement with her. Like, I'm an adult. I don't care if I'm married. I don't care who's paying bills. I don't give a fuck about nothing. I'm an adult. And as an adult, no one is going to tell me when I can and cannot leave the house. Nobody is going to give me a curfew for anything because I'm an adult. Now, out of respect for my relationship, just to reiterate what Lizzy said, you know, if you doing something, hey, I'm going to a day party. It starts at 10 and ends at 2. I might, you know, be out till about 3:30, 4 o'clock. That's when I'm coming back in the house, depending on what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to the club tonight. Everybody know the club closed at 2. It's appropriate to come back in the house, depending on how far you live from the club, because back home we would travel like 45 minutes just to get to D.C. sometimes. So depending on how far you live, you know, you should be home within a reasonable hour. You know, sometimes you're going to talk outside the club if you stay at night, so you got to add that time in. But to tell your partner that, no, you need to be in the house by such and such time, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. What do y'all feel about curfews in relationships?
Well, I'm glad you looked up the definition. And I'm just going to say that I agree with y'all. And we're just going to leave it with that.
All right. I guess it's my turn. Yep. I feel like, yeah, pretty much I feel like it's two different types of like fucking curfews, right? Because I've been on the side to where I was late coming back home from a quote curfew or whatever. I feel like if you have in your relationship, right? If you have a set like agreement to where we both like, okay, I'm gonna be back at this time. I feel like it's 100% important to honor that agreement.
Mm-hmm.
As far as somebody trying to put a unreasonable like, oh, okay, yeah, you gotta be back by 8, and the shit started like 6 or 7, then it's just like, all right, now you being like you doing too much. But I feel like if y'all sit down and have the conversation, and I tell you, all right, look, I'm gonna be back at this time. I'm gonna be here at this time. I feel like, you know, people need to honor that shit. I feel like a lot of people don't do that.
So curfew would be more of an order, and I don't know what other word we would use for the other situation, but it's more of an agreement.
Yeah. And the other one is just like somebody being unreasonable.
And then,
No, just an order. Even if it's a reasonable time, it's an order.
Yeah.
Like she said when she read the thing, like you
Yeah.
have to be in the house. Like, no, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
versus an agreement, it's like, okay. But then I feel like
But they
I don't want to
both
get too
are
deep in
curfew.
that.
I feel like they both are
Me
curfews.
too, but I don't want to get too deep into it. That's what I'm
It's
saying.
like-
I just get what they're saying. I'm not trying to dissect
it's-
this. I'm not
it's
trying to
like-
dissect this.
Typically, like if you're gonna be in a relationship, no matter what kind of relationship it is, if y'all living together, you do want to have an appropriate time to be in the house if you're not doing anything specific.
Yeah.
So, and the only thing that would cause for in my viewpoint for somebody to be out the house past a certain time is if you're going out with your friends, because typically adults hang out in the middle of the night, or work, or you know, a family emergency or something like that. But other than that, like, you know, I personally don't find it appropriate for anybody in a relationship should be returning home past, I'm gonna say 11 o'clock without like it being something that
I think
it's
you
for that
lose
time
your
frame.
validity when you put an actual time on it.
well,
See,
that's everybody has
that's-
their everybody
It's
has their
subjective.
own
Yeah, that's
time.
what I'm saying. So I
If you-
think
yeah,
I feel like both are curfews. It's just how, like, remember when I said earlier, maybe there is another term for it. Maybe curfew is the wrong term. I didn't
Yeah.
mean to make this into like, I just didn't want her to think that, oh, I don't agree with her. Like, nah, like you're still agreeing with the curfew thing because that's still a curfew. But when she, I think they think of curfew as an order more than an agreement. And we're not really
Yeah.
specifically sure if a curfew can be through an agreement, because like, say, you know, through contracts and something like that, that's technically an agreement for that person to tell you to be at a certain, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, okay, I get where they're coming from, and I'm not trying to really dissect it. I get what y'all are coming from, but there might be a possibility that still means curfew. But we're all on the same page as far as how it affects the relationship.
I mean, I just feel like this: past a certain hour is booty call hours. Ain't shit to do past a certain time, other
That's
than
true.
fuck somebody else. So why would you be in the house?
That's true.
So that's when my like appropriate time comes in. Like, you know, typically I'm recently coming across this problem with somebody, and I'm just like, I've never had a nigga tell me that I came in the house too late ever. 9 times out of 10, they knew where I was at and what the fuck I was doing.
Yeah.
Even if I was hanging out with my girls and we just at one of each other's house and just drinking, and by the time we look up, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. That nigga know I'm there. All he gotta do is text me, "You still over at so and so's house?" Yeah, I'm still here. Like,
Yeah.
but I've never literally, like, I don't believe in asking anybody to go anywhere, do anything. And honestly, I don't even need you to agree with what time I'll be back, nigga. I'm going out, and I'll be back around this time. And that's the end of the conversation. It's not even a question. This is what's happening.
I feel like in some relationships, it's a lot more beneficial to tell the person exactly what you're doing.
Oh, definitely.
Because I feel like a lot of people take that in stride, and I was one of them. Like, I don't gotta tell you where the fuck I am, and that led to me, you know, doing shit I probably wasn't supposed to be doing. So, I feel like in a lot of in a lot of other relationships, it is better to like be like, oh, okay, I'm going over Marquez shit. We finna be drinking and blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? Not
Yeah.
just getting up, leaving, and just being like, don't worry about where I'm going, because then that shit could, you know.
Yeah, and when you in a relationship, I would expect you want that person to know. I'm personally, like, all my niggas know, you know, I usually keep my location on, like, so you know where I'm at, and I let them know I'm here. Anything could happen. Anything. Just the other day, I was doing drugs, and I had to call and be like, hey, I might need you to come get me or lift or something, like, but regardless, you know, I feel like that's just something you I don't know about you, Lizzy, but as a female, I was raised, if I'm ever going out, especially by myself, you let somebody know where you going and who you with.
Yeah.
So why not with your significant other?
That's true.
That's why I'm like, there's really no need for a curfew, because you know where I'm going to be anyways.
But sometimes I feel like plans like go left. Let's say I leave and I'm like, okay, I'm going to Marquez shit. And then I go to Marquez shit for 2 or 3 hours, and me and Marquez end up in fucking Mission Valley or somewhere, like, you know, at one of the other homies' house and shit. Now it's just like, oh, I thought you were at Marquez shit. Nah, I was at Marquez shit, but now we done went over here, and now we over here. You know what I mean?
But
so shit, like, you know.
I mean, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but then it's also that person who's going out, like, you know how they word what they say to their significant other, because like you said, that's a
don't do that.
Because
no,
I was just about to say,
that's
really about to say that.
It's a great point you're making. You might sit in his house and be like, shit, let's go out. I feel like going out. You could just be like, you know, me and Marquez, you know, I'm gonna be with him, so it don't matter where y'all are. I know that you're with him. Now, if you're so happen not with him, I would expect, you know, a text like, hey, like, I'm on my way home. I left Marquez, you know, wherever we was. You know, just a simple, like,
you know what, I totally agree with them, because if you're not, say y'all did agree on a certain time, right? Say hey babe, I'm gonna be here around I'll be back around 12, but I'm going over to Emery house around whatever, right? And me and Emery wound up making some plans. Now, say we are drunk when we made these plans. It was just a last minute, you know, and I'm not even gonna, you know, text my significant other. No matter what, my significant other knows that I'm with you. So if some bullshit happens, to say if I lose my phone or my phone died or wherever the fuck, or if I'm just not answering the phone, guess who she's calling?
Emery.
Because then she's going to know whether or not you're actually fucked up or you finna get fucked up. If that makes sense. So I completely understand what they're talking about, as far as, like, it doesn't really matter the place. It's just, okay, who are you with? Because I know who to call when I need to look for you, type shit.
Yeah, that's true.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I'm a master of that. I make sure I cover my tracks. I'm hanging out with my girls. I don't know what we doing yet. Even if I know what we doing, I don't know what we doing yet for sure.
Hold on, listen.
I'll be back around in touch. That's it.
Got it.
Give a little information.
That's fucked up. But hey, man, we got
Proud fuckboy over here.
We got another topic. We not fuckboys. None of us fuckboys at this table.
Listen, I'm not about to sit here and play.
Hey, man, we not finna let you say that on camera, bro. You not a fuckboy. None of us is fuckboys.
I need y'all to talk to my best friends, and they'll tell you otherwise. I'm a proud fuckboy.
Damn.
When I want to be, but it only comes out if you push it out.
Black men and black women don't cheat.
You don't gotta cheat to be. You don't have to cheat in order to be a fuckboy.
I'm trying to help you out, man. And you just over here like fucking yourself over. Like,
listen, I met this one nigga one time, right? He was just like, he was playing bitches, but not really paying bitches, because he told each and every one of them bitches what it was.
That's true.
I mean, that right there is one of the biggest fuckboys ever. Like, you still owning that shit.
How is that a fuckboy if he's letting everyone know?
Exactly.
Everybody's in agreement.
Because
that's just that nigga.
If I was to be one of them niggas that was just like, all right, look, I'm with somebody.
So females respond a different way to stuff. So like, you can. So when I'm single, I tell them when I'm single, and I let all niggas know if I'm talking to another nigga, dating another nigga, fucking another nigga, whatever it is. Now, where the fuckboy steps in is, you can let them niggas keep feeling some type of way and letting that shit grow, instead of just cutting that shit off and being like, whatever. But the way I roll is, I told you not to catch feelings. So when I move on,
That's still not
So
your fault.
that's not a fuckboy.
It's still not a fuckboy. That's just you with somebody who has no boundaries and they just don't love themselves.
And that's what I'm saying. Like you can choose
A simp.
you can choose to
a
fuck
simp.
with somebody or not fuck with somebody. Like it's kind of like that thing with great power comes great responsibility. So if I know you feeling me like that, and I know when you feeling me like that, and I still choose to like let you feel that way and still
That's
treat you some
just-
type
But
of
if
way.
you've already
that's just
pre-warned
leverage.
somebody,
Yeah, that's just
if you already
levering what
pre-warned
you-
somebody, don't catch feelings from me. I ain't shit. Whatever, wooty woo.
Yeah. You're not a fuckboy.
and they know all these other people that you're messing with, and they
Damn,
choose
y'all
to.
sound like fuckboys.
Of
Y'all
course
can't have a
not.
heart?
That's not.
Hold on.
I don't
No,
understand
that's
what we're talking
that's-
about.
That's facts. Like if
My
you
lady
already
watches this show, so I'm not a fuckboy. I just want to throw that out
no.
there. Yeah.
Y'all actually not. Y'all
Exactly.
actually not.
What
I
if-
can vouch for that. Y'all not fuckboys.
But what I'm saying is that's not fuckboy behavior.
Listen.
There's other stuff that I can't really put out there right now because I am like in a relationship.
Yeah, we in relationships,
Chess.
man. We happily we happily in relationships, man.
Well, let's switch the topic then, so we can all stop capping.
I didn't
Hey,
say
ain't
nothing to Cat.
All
I
right,
don't
go
know what's
ahead,
going on
Lizzy. You didn't know what we was talking about that whole time.
at all.
You couldn't even catch on to whatever we possibly was
I
talking.
promise I did not catch on.
So we talking about is somebody a fuckboy for letting somebody know, hey, I'm in these type of relationships. You know everything about this person, and you still choose to catch feelings for that person. Is that person a fuckboy?
The person that has all these multitude of relationships or
Yeah.
whatever. No.
I mean that.
And that's what we're talking about.
That in itself is
But
like.
she's saying
I
it's
don't
a
think that
fuckboy.
they're I'm
Because
saying
you're
I don't
taking
think-
advantage of them catching feelings for
So-
you when you actually already done told them.
So
like,
so I don't think that they're a fuckboy only because of the simple fact that just because you're devoting yourself to that one person, they're trying to figure out who's best for me, because that's the point of being single. Like you're
weighing out your
you're-
options.
Yeah, like you don't have to now when you start focusing on one person and
But-
you're slowly removing yourself from that scene.
let's say it's somebody that's already in a relationship, but they're letting you know that they're in a relationship, and you're feeling some type of way towards them. They
Because
still not a fuckboy because they letting it be known. Like, all right,
I mean,
Exactly.
they a
Y'all
fuckboy because
so
they
y'all don't
out.
think that's
Wait,
fuckboy material to
No.
be in a relationship and talking to somebody else outside your relationship?
If they already know.
yeah, if they know already, they.
If
That's
you-
polyamory.
Wait, time
That's
out.
polyamory.
Oh,
That's
I'm
not
not
what
talking
she's
about
saying.
poly. I'm not talking about all that because
That's
if I
not what she's
was like,
saying.
that's not.
Technically,
That's
that
not
is a
Nope.
Yeah, technically,
not
that
what
is.
she's
I
saying.
swear. So there's not a
Why?
Let him talk.
so there's not a relationship dynamic where a couple could have like be a main couple, right? And like say there's two dudes and one girl. Each person are in a relationship with this girl, but they're not in a relationship altogether. That is a dynamic of polyamory.
Yeah, but we're not talking about poly.
But I'm saying that's not fuckboy. That's polyamory. Like
That
she's
part,
saying-
Lizzy.
she's
Okay.
saying-
I'm not
she's
talking
saying-
about that. I'm not talking about
What she's saying is
polygamous
not
relationship.
Fuck about the person that's actually.
She's talking about if you
like, that
actually
you're
in a
talking to.
relationship.
The fact that you think, oh, I'm gonna go and sleep with someone else. That is what makes you a fuckboy.
A
Not the
fuckboy
simple
would
fact
be
that you
somebody-
actually
a
Okay,
knowing
let's slow
fuckboy
down,
would
slow down,
be-
slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down,
A
slow down, slow
fuckboy
down.
would be me
Wait.
in a relationship, not letting you know that I'm in a relationship
Thank
and
you.
still fucking on you.
God damn. Like,
No.
if you let somebody know what you're doing, regardless
Yes.
of what fuck shit you do, they've already accepted that.
Are you
You are
letting
not a
both of them know?
fuckboy because they already know how you are. So they cannot
Okay.
be surprised
Do
to
they
get
both
played
know?
if you play them.
I
Do they
couldn't
both
listen
know?
when I came when
Nah.
I came in here, Marquez. You know I was high as shit. So I think I made this point earlier where I said they talk to all these girls and girls function different with feelings and how you treat them. So they talking to all these girls, letting them know they other girls, but then also confusing them, treating them some type of way that you would only treat if it was that only one girl.
But who's to say that's how they will only treat you if you
But
were
my
only that one
question
girl?
That's
is-
I was just
Wait.
using my friend
Do
for
they
example.
both know?
And
Okay,
that
okay.
friend
Do
was
they
doing
both
like I
know?
was using him for example. So if I missed that detail, then that's that.
Wait a
but-
second, wait a second, wait a
and
second.
that's the type of
Do they
shit I
both
be
know?
doing sometimes.
Okay,
Like
okay, wait a second.
I don't be giving out all the information sometimes.
Yeah,
I just give
yeah.
out what the basics. And
I feel it.
Okay, listen.
listen, I know
So-
how to be a fuckboy.
So
but
regardless, so
that's
if
still not a
somebody fit,
fuckboy.
no, listen. So if somebody, we're not even going to use your situation. We're just going to say if somebody likes a dude and the dude is saying, "Hey, I'm this, that, and the third, wooty woo. I'm fucking this girl. I'm fucking that, and I'm kind of like in a situationship with this girl, and this person still winds up fucking with this person." regardless of how invested this person is. And Lizzy brought up a very good point. Even in dating, no matter how invested you are, you cannot be surprised if you don't get it. So it's not that person's fault if they don't pick you. If, like, you know what I'm saying? You're not really taking advantage, really. You're just, I mean, who's not gonna receive love? If you're getting love, you're just gonna receive it. It's like, oh, thank you, that's nice.
They got no love to give. They married.
Like I'm not getting. It's like I'm not truly understanding why what y'all are considering the fuckboy. Like,
we're not talking.
Exactly.
No,
Everybody-
you're speaking.
I said to Emery
what's
earlier.
going on.
No, you're speaking. No, I understand the point you're speaking from. You're speaking from like, okay, this dude, you know, he's telling you like, I'm in a situationship with this person. I have this going on with that person, and this, that, or whatever. So don't catch feelings, like, because it might not be you. Like, I understand that's what you're saying, but what we're saying is when it comes down to the married people, y'all don't
What
got
if
nothing.
he's just a nice guy?
That's not.
What if
that
he's
wasn't-
I'm not
guy?
saying that. I'm
No,
saying
somebody brought up being married. That's all. That's what I was talking about.
Nobody said nothing about being
no one
married.
said anything about being married.
Or, no, married in a relationship. What I mean,
I was
is
talking
in a
about
relationship.
polyamory. Polyamory
No,
has
and then
nothing
I
to do
said
with
we're not talking about poly. And then someone said
And
something.
we off the
polyamory
league.
does not require polygamy is marriage. Polyamory is.
But
the
I'm not
relationship.
okay. Taking away from marriage. Taking away from marriage. I thought maybe someone said that. I'm talking about relationship though. Someone said if you're in a
Relationships.
relationship. Okay.
Okay.
If you're in a relationship with someone and then you are talking to someone else, Donna and I are saying the fact that you're in a relationship, you shouldn't have anything to give to anybody else because you're in a monogamous
But
relationship with
We're
this
more
person.
talking about.
if
We're
they
more
already
talking
told
about
you.
if we already
If
told.
you
So,
already
yeah.
you
know that.
already
Lizzy-
know.
Lizzy
I
BR,
want me
we're
to-
talking. So the initial point that I made was I had a friend, and he would mess with a whole bunch of girls, and he would tell all these girls that he would mess with these girls, and then he would also treat these girls like they were the only one messing with. And I was trying to tell
What?
Emery
Also
in my
Was he in a
head,
relationship with any of them?
he was
in a-
making it as though he was like he was doing relationship stuff.
But was he in a relationship?
No,
with
he
them?
wasn't, and he kept that with them, and that's why I said this also goes back to that saying, you know, with great power comes great responsibility. If you know that this is what you're capable of, this is what you're doing, like there comes a time where if you see somebody is catching a little too much feelings, and if you really don't feel like wait, you should really, I think as being a decent person, you should be like, hey, listen, shorty.
Sometimes you enjoy the benefits that
I'm
person.
And that's
people
being
like
a
that.
boy.
That's
To not
not
give a
being
fuck
a
about
fuckboy.
nobody
No, it's
else's
not.
feelings.
So it's not.
Listen,
I
listen,
wouldn't
listen.
say-
Okay, your argument is credible until you say they know that I'm fucking all the. It'll be one
Exactly.
thing. It'll be one thing if okay, say originally they know, right, and then you start treat like even if you're treating them like they're the only one. If you don't say they're not the only one, then they're in the fucking clear. Now, if somebody is catching feelings and they say, hey, I want to be in a relationship with me and you, like I just want you, I don't want nothing else, and you
then,
lie
yeah,
and you say,
yeah.
you know what, yeah, I'm not even fucking the other girls, I'm not even fucking who this and third. You're
Now
the only
you a
one.
fuckboy.
Now you're a fuckboy because now your actions are not matching your words. If you never said anything about them being the only one, them
Exactly.
treating you however they're treating you, it has nothing to do with anything.
You said
That's just
now,
them that's
now
what needs
your
a good guy.
actions are matching your words. Or you said they're not matching your words, right? Is that what you said? Now your actions are not
Because you
matching
said
your
that
words.
because you said
So
that they were the
if
only
I
one.
tell you that you're not the only one and I'm treating you like you're the only one,
That has
is that
nothing to-
also is that also your actions not matching your words?
But
No,
what does
because
it
you don't
mean to
know.
treat
That's
someone
tangible.
like
That's too subjective because we don't know what treating good means to the person getting treated. So this might be regular to the person who's like this might be regular shit. Like some girl can be like, damn, you taking me to Ruth Chris? Ooh,
And you take all your hoes to Ruth Chris.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
like,
He
What
might
the
take
fuck
all
is
the-
that with Ruth
That's what I'm
Chris?
saying.
I'm not
That's what I'm
impressed
saying.
with Ruth Chris.
No,
we
but
just
some
saying.
people
Some-
are. That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Some people are. So just because you feel like you're the only one, that has nothing to do with him until you say, hey, am I the only one? I want to be the only one. And if he says, okay, now I can't do that, then that's cool. He's still not a fuckboy. But if he lies and says, okay, you know what, I'll drop my hoes for you, but he's still fucking them other hoes, that's a fuckboy.
Yeah.
You know,
And
this
I
is
want
where
I
I'm
want to
a-
say for the record, I was just joking when I just said I take all my hoes to Ruth Chris. 'Cause everybody knows that I ain't got no hoes. So yeah, we just gonna throw that out there. Hey, I'll be that.
I'ma just agree to disagree because y'all missed the point where I said females see stuff different. So like even as in like me, I know that niggas see stuff different than females see it. So you can't really approach certain situations the same way it's kind of like when you're talking to a child, when you're talking to an adult.
But Donna,
So,
you're
like,
proving our point.
If you know this, if you know that this is how females move and you know that this is what females classify as only this and only that and all this other stuff, again, like I said, your words are not matching your actions.
It is matching the
You're
actions.
saying-
If you feel like you're getting treated, like you keep on saying, women,
That's what
we
they're
feel
doing.
different. We
That's
see
what
things
they're
different. That is
doing.
subjective. You can't make an objective statement like that. That's what I'm trying to say. If you,
I'm telling you, those females said he treated me like I was the only one. His actions said
treated like
I was
what
the
is it-
only one.
But to clear up any
But he already said you wasn't the only one.
What does
Proving my
it mean?
point.
What does it mean to treat me like I was the only one? Like,
That's-
what was he
that's
doing
what
to
we're
make them?
saying.
So-
but
What
I want
we're
to ask
saying
her
is
because
it's
maybe she might know
subjective
some
to every
examples
female.
that's help.
Everybody has different stuff. Like, and
Yeah.
I'm only saying this because he ran through my friends, so I had to hear this. I had to hear what, and it was based off those females, and he was talking to these bitches, telling them all they wanted to hear, telling them this, telling them that. Yes, he was telling that he was fucking other bitches, but then at the same time, he was making it seem like he was going to cut them other bitches off and only deal with them, but actually never doing it. That's what I'm saying. You're treating all these females like
before we
they're
even
the
say
only
he
one.
a fuckboy. Hold on.
How is he?
Hold on.
Wait.
Before we
I
say,
got an example.
Wait, let Lizzy talk.
Before we say that he's a fuckboy, did he come to them and say, I cut them off? Because you can make it seem like it,
Yeah.
but did he say, them bitches cut off, it's just you?
You
And
can't
because
say I
until
was
he
feeling
does
some
that,
type of
he's
way.
not a fuckboy.
Yeah.
And
And
he
you know
don't
what?
owe you nothing but
and,
words.
and that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. But again, I'm saying if you're gonna be a decent person, like why even play those games from jump?
I got you. I got a perfect example. So
You
say
can be a decent person and
Like you
listen,
treating
listen,
bitches like that.
listen,
Like you
listen.
said,
say
your
there's one
actions
dude.
and your
Listen,
words aren't
listen,
matching up.
listen,
So you're a
listen,
fuckboy.
Listen, say I'm fucking all three of y'all, and y'all all know that I'm fucking y'all, right?
Right.
Oh shit,
three
they
of
don't know.
y'all.
Oh, they don't know that there's another person back there.
Yeah,
My
I was
bad.
gonna say,
There's
what
a
the
girl right
fuck?
there, guys. My
got
bad.
my
My
heart. You talking about
bad. There's a girl right here. There's a girl
Nah,
right
bro.
here. So say I fuck all three of y'all, right? My bad. You should have played. You should have played that one where it's like you're weird.
You're weird.
You weird, buddy.
You're weird.
I'm glad you clarified that though.
Yeah, cause I was
My
like,
bad. I'm so sorry. I forgot that the camera only. Okay, my bad. I got sucked into the conversation. So
you got sucked into the
So say
conversation. Pause.
this nigga, bro.
This
So
nigga-
listen.
Go ahead, please.
But I can see where she's coming from, and I'm gonna develop something where we can both get it. So, all right, say I'm fucking all three of y'all, right? And we're having like little conversations, say when we do go on these dates, and all y'all know about each other and all that shit. And say I fuck all y'all with condoms on, and I tell one of y'all that. Or say you feel as if like if I'm fucking you raw, then you're the only person I'm fucking fucking raw, right?
Yeah.
So
By
say
the
the
way-
girl.
by
So
the
say
way,
the girl.
Hold on. By the way, it's a third female off camera, just in case.
We
y'all
just
didn't
Said
see
that
it.
already.
I'm just making
You
sure
missed
they
it.
catch
See,
it
you were so
because
focused on
I'm
being
just
fucked by a
making sure-
nigga.
Baby, you gotta be
that
secure
you
with
was
your
saying.
sexuality. You have to be
Exactly.
secure.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Exactly.
So
but,
fucking-
but I'm the questionable
And he
one.
Don't do
said,
that.
"Wait, hold
Don't
up,
do
before I
that.
go
We
on."
already
that.
passed that.
We
You
already,
worried about-
just
he's
said
still
that.
worried
I
about
just-
that.
Can I talk? It do sound like static. I just wanted to make sure that everybody at home was understanding what he kept saying.
Ain't
'Cause
nobody
he
worried
kept
about
saying,
fucking you.
Hey, man, what the fuck?
Listen. So say
It's
I
hot as fuck
say
here.
say I say some shit
Hey,
like
can you turn on the air real quick?
Yes,
I'm
please.
hot as fuck.
Sorry, go ahead.
It is hot.
You ain't hot.
You got to duck under the cameras.
You gotta duck.
Oh wait.
You can take the remote with you. It might help.
Just hit it.
All right, so everybody might have saw the third girl sitting in his room.
All right.
Yeah.
So like I said, so
Did you turn it on?
say I take one of y'all, say I take one of y'all on a date, right?
Uh-huh.
Or all of you on a date, and we all had the same conversation, and I say that I don't fuck,
No, it's not
I don't
on.
fuck you with raw unless I care about you or if
Right.
you the one type shit, right?
Right.
So say if the dude winds up fucking someone raw, knowing that you gave this girl that information that if I'm fucking you raw, you are that special one, she is going to automatically assume
You probably gotta
that
get
the other
close.
girls are not getting fucked raw. So I must be the number one, and they're the bottom bitches.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So say if the dude is fucking everyone raw,
I'm over here
winds up
sweating
fucking
like-
everyone raw, or say only one girl thinks that, right?
Yeah.
But the other girls are cool with just getting hit raw. Then now it's like you are kind of a fuckboy because you know she thinks that she's the special one because of,
And that's what
still-
I've been saying.
That's what I'm trying. But it's still what it.
Don't get me wrong. It's still on the bitches too. It's still on the bitches too because you gonna be stupid.
Exactly.
And not be stupid, but you're
But he
just
still lied. He still lied on something though. Is what I'm saying.
That's what his words and his actions don't match up.
No, listen. They were matching in her eyes, but not in, you know what I'm saying? Not in the grand scheme of things, because yes, he's lying to her saying that he's fucking everybody raw, but I'm pretty sure he's not telling everyone that, you know what I'm saying, if I fuck you raw, I really care about you, because some girls don't really care about that. But if one girl knows, and he knows that she takes that shit serious, then he is the fuckboy, because he knows. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So back to what I was saying, he's treating these girls in ways they feel like they're the only one, and he knows. And even though he put that out there at the beginning, he's still going ahead and treating them like they're the only one. His words and his actions aren't matching up. He's a fuckboy.
So wait,
you really I get what you're saying.
It's like you agree with me, and then you say your original statement again, and then we're back at square one. You're
the one that said that because you said it early. Now his words and his actions aren't matching up, so he's a fuckboy, and that's what I've been saying from jump.
Before we move on, the only thing I'm gonna say is that we as women need to stop giving these men. And then even vice versa. I don't want anyone to think that it's just one side.
Like
I know. But in this example, is the male and female. It's not But this is just a general statement. Us as women need to stop giving all these men this power to make us feel instead of it actually be. And this goes both ways. Like, we can feel all how we feel all day long because women, we feel so quickly. But if this man is sitting here telling me in my face, yo, I'm fucking other bitches, I don't want you to think it's only you. However, he's taking me on these fancy dates or casual dates or whatnot. He's doing all these things, but not once have he said we're exclusive. It's just you and I. Even with the fucking raw, I chose to fuck him raw, even though I know he's fucking other bitches. Regardless of if he told me it's a condom or not, he's still fucking other bitches. You know this. Until he says it's just y'all two, he's not a fuckboy, because he's letting you know everything. He's never once made it clear that it was just y'all two. So he can be saying, yeah, let's go do this and whatnot, and still fucking these other bitches. Like, yes, his actions
he might care about all three of y'all.
Yeah, like his actions may not like match up at that time, but at the same time, he don't owe you nothing because y'all not in a relationship.
No, see here, that's okay. See, that's where the disconnect is. So I see what you're. Now I understand what you mean by he's treating every girl like the only one. So I see what you're saying. So if I say that if I care about you, I'm gonna fuck you raw, right? And say he's fucking all of them raw, meaning like I care about all y'all, evidently. But if one person feels as if like I would give a better example would probably be that I'm not gonna fuck you raw if you fucking other bitches raw or some shit like that. Because knowing, like she said, knowing that with that information that he's still fucking other bitches, I'm like, look, I'm not doing this unless I know that it's either me and you, or you better be fucking them other bitches with condoms, right? And he'd be like, oh, okay, bet, but still fucking all these bitches raw. That's a fuck boy. And that part. But it's like whenever it's. I don't know what it is, Donna. It's like when you agree with us, and then what you say, it's like,
because y'all not really. Because I'm
trying to match it.
I'm trying to take what I'm saying and trying to twist it so that it works. Not saying like y'all like. Now I don't want y'all to think so negatively, but like you said it earlier when you said what you said. And you said, well, if he said this and now he's doing this, his words and his actions are not matching up, so that makes him a fuckboy. If I tell you I'm fucking a bunch of different niggas and I'm not trying to be confined to one nigga, and we've had conversations about what we consider being confined to one person, and then we go on and continue to do these things, and you're treating me and making me feel like I'm that one person and I'm not, you're being a fuckboy.
Then you fucked up by telling this nigga
and you know, and that's why I said it's not just I'm not just saying like it's only him, because you only give stuff as much power as you give it. It only has as much power as you give it. So if I know what I want and I see a nigga and he tell me, oh yeah, I'm fucking other girls, if I know that I want somebody exclusive to me, then yes, I should be woman enough and adult enough and mature enough to see like, no, I'm not fucking with that. But females are fucking retarded sometimes. All right, especially when it comes
That's
to dick.
still on them though.
It is. It is.
And that's
It
on
is.
them.
It
And this
is.
argument
But
doesn't. We don't even have to have this.
again, if you know right is right and wrong is wrong, and you still choose to do whatever you choose to do, you can still be classified as a fuckboy.
That's true.
What?
So I feel like it goes the same way even for females. We don't talk, us as females, we not gonna tell our girl like, girl, stop fucking all them men, choose one. Like, it's like, girl, let me know which one you choose. Like, y'all, you gonna be inquiring about all of them. It's not gonna be like, oh, she a fuck girl or fuck lady or whatever it's called. Like, you just not gonna do that. Like,
My friends call me a fuckboy, both males and females. That's why I'm like, it's not.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
not just doing
certain-
this subjectively to males or subjectively to females. Like, I've played the game. I've told niggas, yeah, I'm dealing with other niggas and still treating them like they were special and the only one, and continuing to allow them to grow their feelings for me, knowing that even though I put it out there, that at the end of the day, I tell them, because it comes out, and I tell them, like, sir, from jump, I told you. But I didn't have to be so much of a dick. When I saw that it was getting too serious for them, I could have been more mature about it, could have been the bigger person, knowing I have this power because I have the knowledge that you feel this way. I could have just been like, all right, so our time has come because your feelings are going to get super hurt if we continue this.
But you might have liked the perks that you was getting from that person. And that's what keeps people.
So you just going to use people no matter how bad you hurt them? Yeah, fuckboy. I don't give a fuck about your feelings, but you dicking me down, or you're paying for this, or you're hanging out with me, or you're being my comfort thing, but I don't want to be exclusive to you, and you clearly want to be exclusive to me, and I'm just going to continue to use it how we...
Donna, you cannot use someone that knows they're being you can't use someone or take advantage of someone that knows what they're putting themselves into unless you specifically lied. Have you lied to these people? Because you're saying that they know everything, but if they don't know everything, then that means that you are lying. That would make you a fuckboy.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's what me and Emery are saying.
Yeah.
But the way you are putting it, you're saying that like
I don't want a
somebody
relationship.
can still be telling everyone the truth. And just because they feel some type of way, you're a fuckboy. No, that's on them.
I don't want a relationship.
So that
I'm fucking multiple people, but I'm still treating you like I want a relationship with you. My actions and my words are not matching up.
On that note, this has been episode 12?
Really? I missed that
Off
many?
the lick? Yeah, you done
this
missed
is
that
13.
many. 13?
I think last one was 12.
yeah, last one was 12.
So this is
So
13.
Okay, this has been episode 13. Shout out to Donna for coming through.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out for everybody who tuning in right now. Any last words y'all got to say before we get up out of here?
I quite enjoyed myself today.
Okay.
You said what?
I said okay.
Okay,
The
yeah.
fuck?
Y'all good peoples. Y'all good peoples.
What about you, Shrimp? You got anything you got to say?
I enjoyed this one. Beginning didn't really.
Yeah, episode 13.
Yeah, it started off rough.
But it flowed out pretty good at the end.
This episode 13?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Episode 13. We've been gone for some time. Lizzy, you got anything to say?
Nothing, but it's good to be back. I know we took a little bit of time off, but and we are also changing our dates around, so just expect a slight change in the posting dates. But outside of that, nothing.
They'll actually get it earlier.
Yeah, you'll get it earlier in the
Yeah.
week, which is like awesome. So
Yeah, man. And without further ado, make sure y'all like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Make sure y'all, support Off the Leg. I got a new Twitch channel, KiNg EmErY 1230. Make sure y'all follow that page on Instagram. Y'all got anything to promote? Y'all got y'all shit?
nothing besides that we're looking to branch out to other platforms so that you guys can have a variety of options
Yes,
to
sir.
like listen and tune in and whatever for us. So.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Without further ado, we
Pouring the four so to sleep, I can't fight it. Locked in my mode, I feel like I'm indicted. Alternating code and I think that I like it. Look at my drip, got these hoes all excited. They tried to kill me, the fire ignited, and I bit the bullet. These niggas ain't like me. They think I'm a demon, I'm really enlightened. When I hit the block, I hit harder than Tyson.